Today for my journey, again, going back to that same library, the issue that I had is that one site said that the library was open and the other site said the library was closed. And, on another website, they said that they're open. So, unfortunately, I had to act under uncertainty this time. So, I did the same grueling journey toward it. Like, there was light rain, uneven ground, a lot of blind spots. And eventually, after so many miles and so much uphill, downhill biking rides, I made it. So, unfortunately, it was closed, but I didn't face as much disappointment since on their Instagram as I just looked. It was closed. Sadly enough, earlier then a mom and a kid also came and I told them that's also closed. Like the door ain't open and her toddler started like crying her eyes out. So unfortunately no book returning or taken today. Maybe even like a few other people. As much as I don't want to say it, but eventually, once it's closed, you come on the wrong time. Next time you come on to the correct time. Again, another technical failure because I wasn't able to interact. Because I think the biggest thing here though is intent. It mattered much more than outcome because we wanted to make friends and obviously find a book or two, but we weren't able to do it socially. But I think we passed one part of that field test. One part of that field test, y'all, is intense. Doing it even if it was closed, under uncertainty whether the library was open or not. I'm passing that first test of being an adult. We're passing that first milestone. And one day, for adult me, I'm gonna need that. But for now, I'm just waiting for the world to catch up. I'm waiting for the library to open. And a lot of people are wondering, like, why am I doing this now? As I'm like a sophomore in high school. Well, truth be told, y'all, after high school, not too many friend groups ever last for long. And the thing is, with a lot of sociality, I do mix in with some of the social stuff in high school, but I find some of it pretty superficial. So I want to invest in something that lasts a long time. So for me, I chose a long term instead. And even though I still pick a little bit of the short term right now. And I do it because one day when I become an adult, I might end up moving places because of this event or that event, and eventually I'll have to meet new people. Eventually, I might have to be someone with an identity. Eventually, I have to build something. And identities given from high school don't really last after graduation per se, unless you have some qualifications. But for me, what I'm choosing here is I'm choosing the dual path. I'm choosing to number one, build a high school identity, but only make it a little bit of the basket, not the entire thing. But most importantly, self-generated identity. I'm trying to build something that can last for me. Whether that means like making editing videos or making personal videos. I'm gonna make sure that this journey of mine is something that I bring in as a portable identity. So for now, I'm practicing that skill before the stakes get real, before I have to become an adult. I'm practicing it now so that the stress of it when it comes later, I'm just gonna feel like we've done this before. We're ready to interact once again with new people that we don't even know at all. All right, so I've already set up for this momentum of this year, 2026. What would be seen as a technical failure, and it still technically is later on, the intent remains the same. Intent brings us further than what closed doors could bring. It brings us further than what superficiality could bring. So, like that. Also translates into the things that I do next year will be self-led. This time it's going to be me, feather and ink to write these pages. Like, what will I do next year? What will these people do? How will I write them as? All right, so basically, it's self-led authorship. I might join like some sports team next year. I hope it's volleyball. I wouldn't mind like other sports, but I'm still kind of deciding on that. Obviously, join a little bit more clubs, maybe. I might take like 2 clubs or 3 clubs maximum for me next year because we're gonna definitely overload. And my growth is also past school walls. Right? It's not just limited to within school, even though there's still a lot of people that I do need to talk to, explore new people, and seeing who they are. Now it's time to talk to people outside school. It's time to make my first friend who's not even related to school, not related to family, not related to anyone else, but rather is a part of my efforts. And something that once I do make that friend who's out of high school, who's out of my family, I'll see that as a milestone. The first pole attached for adulthood, at least for someone like me. And we've set our first step toward that. That's intense right there. I mean, it's the same skill that I will use and have used to talk to others in high school despite acceptance or no acceptance into the group. One day, well, it's not even one day at this point. Now I'm going to apply that skill into real life. Now we're going to refine it into real social situations. We're going to find where there are adults on the line. You're going to find out in these libraries, like back into real life, anywhere. We're going to apply those skills and we're going to refine it. And one day, future friend of mine, Onyo, if they had that symbolic chance from the future selves of Parliament metaphor, if they had that symbolic chance to tell me right now, they would tell me to go to X location of the library this given day, or they tell me to go to this place during this day. And because maybe in the future, once this given friend, I don't know who they will be, and maybe there's someone who's very unique, maybe there's someone that I like, or maybe there's someone who's really interesting, or maybe someone of anything, any friend that's within outside of these walls. And if they had that chance to tell me now, they would daily say it. So I'll make sure it's done, and maybe read a book or two.